Hello. I am back again. And hopefully far less distracted this time. And my voice has recovered. I have realized that these quests are quite painful for my throat, but it is a sacrifice that I am willing to make for the humor and the content, as it were. Anyways, when we left off last time, we were doing the Manderville storyline, and I'm going to continue thus. So we had just started looking into the Silt D, or however it's pronounced, lore, I guess, and the conflict between Ul'dah and Sildi, and the history about two brothers and a king, and supposedly they were a bunch of crazy necromancers who were turning their living troops into zombies to fight Ul'dah back in the day, and yeah, now we're trying to prevent the Phantom Thief from getting all of the treasures, so that there is no danger, because supposedly it's supposed to create something dangerous and powerful. So let's see what Hildebrand has to say. My ever-loyal associate, tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of the scholars in these halls? I've learned a bunch of lore. Indeed. As it happens, I have learned much the same. Let us take a moment to review, and allow my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic. A war of succession divides the great civilization of Belladia, giving rise to the sibling nations of Ul'dah and Sildi. The two nations coexist for some generations until ill blood boils over, culminating in outright war. Daunted by Ul'dah's superior military might, Sildi employs their advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens, alive and dead, into a fearsome undead legion. Yes, I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our Phantom Thief is a descendant of doomed Sildi, who seeks vengeance against those who reduced his countrymen to slavering zombies. To pacify his soul and send him peacefully to the next world, there is but one course of action. We must find the Sildine statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem, and have him apologize to the thief in person for the suffering he has wrought. Wait, if this is zombies though, remember how we first found Hildebrand? That would actually be a great full circle. A brilliant plan. Perhaps you'd like to go find yourself a shovel and dig this statesman out of his grave yourself? Leaving aside this nonsense of spirits and specters, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to Sildi. His garish garb is no doubt meant to evoke the silver scales of the fallen Sultanate. The Sildine connection would also serve to explain the rare knowledge of Belladian relics our thief clearly possesses. But what of the murder victims? What common thread amongst them could have incurred the ire of our adversary? A few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past few days. Those who saw him said he had a most frightened air about him. Wait, yes, it's coming to me. Of course! My keen investigator senses ring out with a voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of just might know something. He might know something. Brilliant deduction. You really should stop thinking so hard. You're like to strain a brain muscle. Miss Ellie, who is this man and where might we find him? My sources identified the man as Guguriya, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit? The plot thickens. To Horizon! I fought that receptionist for like 7 minutes prior to starting and did not get the card I needed. It was terrible. Yes? If you've got business, make it quick. My time's too valuable to waste chatting with every stranger who passes by. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter with the Mithril Eye. Never blinking, all-seeing, you know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with just a few questions? Was it for love or money that you killed them? Yes, you, the thief of many faces! Me, a thief? What is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time or the patience for this mummery. Now if you'll excuse me, an important client awaits. I thought I recognized that voice. Lady Dorilda. Well met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you to these environs this fair evening. Why, I live here, you ham-headed half-wit. Inspector Briardine, this is an unexpected pleasure. Do you have some business with my associate here, pray tell? Guguria, we can discuss business after. Pray, lend the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever assistance he requires. But Lady Dorilda, what about... Ah, yes, my dear Maria's name day present. I had in mind one of the prize pieces from Eshtame's latest seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or shall I eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Ul'dah myself? Oof. I'll say it just once more, Guguria. I expect you to give the inspector and his companions your full assistance. They, yes, even the stupid one, helped me regain something truly priceless. Yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket. Aww, we love to see growth and progress, even in Karens. I'm sorry. Alright, I'll tell you what I know. But you didn't hear it from me, got it? I was looking into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. The thief's got himself something of that zombie dust the trader's spurn, was it? And his cards speak of 5 victims. Got me to thinking. Sildee, 5 victims. Aye, the Arbiters of Truth. The Arbiters of Truth? I'm not familiar with the name. Aye, few would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all. Influential personages of the Sultanate, you see, working from the shadows to keep false knowledge about the Ul'dah-Sildee conflict from reaching the ears of the folk like you and me. False knowledge? Pray tell, just what sort of knowledge might that be? Thal's balls! Don't make me say more. I've got a family to feed. Very well. Just tell us one last thing. Who hired you, and where can we find him? Hob. His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me he was going to set sail for Limsa with his 5 best sellswords to guard his back. Said there were many prying eyes at the airship dock. Said he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, you didn't hear none of this from me. This man Hob must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. I doubt that. They say the Arbiters are so secretive they don't even know each other's true identities. Now, don't ask me how that all works, but Hobbs got high-ranking friends in the brass blades. Once he heard the victims had all been zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew he'd be next. Thank you very much, my kind sir. Once again, the ancient Manderville art of parley has procured for us a key morsel of knowledge. Let us seek out this Hob fellow and see what he can share with us. And let us hurry. The man's life is in danger even as we speak. Yes, you did all of this, Hildebrand. It is all you. On we go. Search for Hob. Oh, blinding. Blinding feathers. Blinded by the light. Do-do-do. Can't wait to get more of these so I can have more blinding mounts. I really want the dragon ones. Because then I can get that. Oh! I think I found Hob. Master Hob, is everything quite all right? No, stand back, Ellie. Hunger. I hunger for your brains. Damn, there's no saving the man. Dimma, do what you must. Hildebrand! Hildebrand! No! Hildebrand! Teach the man to be a gentleman zombie! Oh, good. Yes, my first-hand knowledge of zombie tells me this particular shade of green is unmistakably that of undead. It would seem we were a few moments late to the scene. It's come full circle. A message. And then there was one. Oh. The ghost. There it is again. Is something the matter, Inspector? Indeed, Nashu, there is. Ever since I picked up the trail of the phantom thief, I've had this fleeting sense. A sense that someone, or something, is watching us. The thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Felice. Secret society or no, knowing the identities of its members may yet lead us to the final victim. I, too, had best return to the Mithril Eye. Let's meet up again after. I'll see what new clues I can uncover in the meantime. You will do nothing of the sort, Miss Ellie. These streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone. Inspector! Inspector! I'll go with her. If you insist, Nashu, then I give my leave. But pray, be wary. Not just of the thief, but of Miss Ellie. She has quite the temper, as we both know. He has no sense of self-preservation. None at all. Miss Ellie, there is something that I must tell you when this case is over. Be safe, and promise me that you will not attempt anything rash, as you did that time when the fiend took aim at my own life. Your life, at Costa del Sol. Yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? Tim! I'll be careful. Everyone, no one is looking him in the eye. Oh my word. I can't, this freaking storyline. I know this is like a serious, sweet, tender scene, but I can't stop laughing over these shenanigans. Freaking everyone just looking away. Oh my word. I can breathe. I got this. I'll be careful, I promise. I eagerly await the day when I may hear what it is you would share with me. A secret vow? Oh ho! Consider my interest piqued as well, good Inspector. Now, let us be off. Miss Felice awaits our report. Ah! What is... Well, that's a fancy elf. Are they giving each other rides? Is this someone ferrying around a baby sprout? Oh, that's so precious. Look at it, this is someone ferrying around a baby sprout. Oh, I love this game. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. Alright, you guys have fun. Good luck and enjoy your adventure. On we go. Oh, that is a fancy getup. Okay, let's see. We go to the Alchemist Guild. Oh, the snow. What? Thank you, phone, for alerting me. What are you alerting me of? Ah, thank you, phone. I appreciate it. random alerts. A fourth victim. Thal have mercy. Were you able to glean aught of a connection to the other victims? The Arbiters of Truth. No, it cannot be. Somebody help! Oh no, Ellie! Miss Ellie! The voice came from the direction of the vault. We must hurry. Let's go! Miss Ellie, are you hurt? That man. I only thought to ask him a few questions. Before I knew what was happening, he was upon me. I could only... bash his brains with a conveniently placed bottle of mead, it would seem. Haha! Remind me not to get on your bad side, Miss Ellie. That said, is Nashu not with you? She saw a figure lurking in the shadows and went off in pursuit before I could stop her. This man wears the armor of a sultan-sworn squire, yet his face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss. The thief of many faces. To think we would find our man like this. Thrice and again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions and a lady's pugilistic poisons, I declare this case closed. I return this sachet to you, Miss Felice. Whilst the gesture was appreciated, in the end it proved superfluous to my cracking of the case. Oh no. While you're at it, is there anything else of immense value you'd like to wantonly destroy? Oh, what? What is the meaning of this? Ingenious. A double disguise, planted by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. This is... Gage? Grieg? This is Luigi, one of my most capable men. I assigned him to guard the vault and outfitted him with an ample supply of demasking dust. It is inconceivable that the thief could so easily elude his grasp. Unless it's Ellie. Unless the thief was not wearing a mask. Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie? No, that's impossible. Of course, it all makes perfect sense. No, it does not! It all makes perfect sense. With the Phantom Thief to thank for her burgeoning readership and rise through the ranks of the Mithril Eye, Miss Ellie could not bear to face the possibility of her story of a lifetime coming to an end. Thus she hatched a plan to... No. Hildebrand... We're not actually listening to Hildebrand this one time, are we? No, my lady, the vault has been breached. The wise man's whisper, it's gone. For her foul Why are we assuming that she is the thief instead of assuming that the thief, who, by the way, we've seen repeatedly in the same presence as Ellie at the same time. Why are we assuming that Ellie is the thief and or in league with the thief when it would make far more sense for the thief to be disguised as Ellie? Just saying. And why is now the one time we believe Hildebrand? Come on. Briardine, I thought better of you. And you too, Felice. I thought you were gonna be a fan. And a true fan. And you know, overlook all the suspicious possibilities. Anyways, for her foul crimes against the Sultanate, I hereby declare Ellie of the Mithril Eye, the thief of many faces and enemy of the state. Deploy all troops and do not rest until she is in custody. And now the game is truly afoot. Bah! What is the meaning of all this racket and rumpus? And just when we were about to make our triumphant return. Isn't that so, Enkidu? Freaking Gilgamesh. Miss Ellie! Miss Ellie! That shadow you said you saw? I think it was just a dormouse. Oh no. To think he'd literally stumble face first onto the second mask. His good fortune truly knows no end. But not to worry. Yes, I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve. What? Oh, I'm so curious now. The plot has thickened so much. It is triple thick. Hey, Hildebrand. Not even the shockingest turn of events will deter the famed agent of inquiry. Oh my word, this game. My ever-loyal associate, we must find Miss Ellie, and quickly. Surely if confronted by her constant companion, she can be convinced to abandon this fool plan. Oh, Miss Felice, I thought you had already departed in the company of your men, but all for the better. Shall we conduct the search together? I fear that would only put them at greater risk. You see, the fifth and final member of the Arbiters of Truth, the Phantom Thief's final target, is none other than... Hildebrand Mander? Me. Hildebrand! Was I the Arbiter of Truth all along? Mind you, it is not a role I sought of my own accord. My name and my passion for history are somewhat well known in the Sultanate. One day I received an anonymous letter stating that a position in the committee had opened and I had been chosen to fill it. The letter went on to enumerate my duties, to prevent the spread of historical lies that would sully the name of our illustrious nation. As a high-ranking officer in the Sultan's Sworn, I was deemed to be a particularly unique position to serve as an arbiter. I knew that there were other members of the organization, but was told nothing of their names or identities. To think that my unknown compatriots were the victims all along. I cannot put any more lives in danger. I will sequester myself in a place where my presence can cause no harm, until such time as the killer is apprehended. Your concern for our well-being is most touching, Miss Felice, but there is no need for such caution. As a seasoned inspector, I am more than capable of protecting a lady in distress, and as a gentleman, that is exactly what I shall do. My associates here also stand at your side. Speaking of which, has anyone seen my loyal assistant? Inspector, over here! Oh, no. That's not Nashu. That is not Nashu. Ah, there you are, Nashu. You really shouldn't run off on your own like that. I was worried sick about you. I'm sorry, Inspector. Miss Ellie said she saw somebody in the shadows, so I went to take a look. Now, there wasn't anything there but a dormouse. But it was a really cute dormouse, you see? It just kept squeaking and scurrying away, and I just... Pardon me for a moment, Nashu. Yes, my inspector's sense speaks to me. Someone is watching us. Dimma, let us split up and canvass our surroundings. Yeah, you know who's watching you? It's Nashu. Who is not Nashu. Where's Miss Ellie? Do you think she went looking for the dormouse too? You are not Nashu. Cannot allow my presence to put my men in danger. Okay. We go searching. See, you know, their first mistake was splitting up. When you're not Shu, if you will. A beautiful entrance. Welcome back. It's okay. Indeed, not Shu. But what they should have done is they never should have split up into two groups, because when you're dealing with someone who can take the form of someone else, and you know that all of you together are the same, like you are who you are, you don't split up and give that person the chance to take someone in your group's form. Water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. Be wary and be warned. Yes. Ha! Yes, very helpful letter. Look out! This trap is a trap! Water-stained letter. Trust no one and your friends all the less. Yes, my friends are very suspicious. Oh, I don't think I've ever been here. This is really cool. Oh, this is neat. Should walk around places more frequently. This is gorgeous. Oh, a bag. This will avail you well. Use it wisely. You obtain a sachet of demasking dust. In the next instant, you feel an intimidating presence behind you. Is it Godbert? Ho ho ho! If it isn't my beloved son's staunch companion, the mighty Dimma. In those shorts! I was in the area on a matter of business, which I curtailed when I felt a suspicious presence from the shadow. Pursuing it led me here. Mayhap it is the same for you? He just takes a big step back. Oh ho, so your pursuit of the thief of many faces has taken quite the unexpected turn. And now you have come upon a series of anonymous letters? Mayhap our watcher in the shadows is a friend. Or is this but another trap laid by the fiend? Yes, the plot thickens like a dollop of salamander oil. Oh! I don't like that. In either event, I dare say the circumstances call for utmost caution. The thief could be anywhere, or anyone. Myself excluded, of course. No mere mask could replicate the physique of this Manderville man. That said, I fear my dear Hildy may be in a bit over his head this time. Allow me to assist in your investigation. Were anything to happen to Hildebrand, his dear mother would, not be pleased. Is that the one person that Godbert Manderville fears is his wife? I mean, granted, I would be a little intimidated as well. What sort of woman would Godbert Manderville's wife be? If the sender speaks true, the villain even now lurks within our midst. And yet, we have but a single sachet of demasking dust at our disposal. We must identify the imposter beyond reasonable doubt before we proceed. You know the players better than I, Dimma? What say you have a few words with each of them and see if aught seems amiss? Ooh. Behatted Sprat? Something just isn't right. You're right. That is very true. Also, I love the design of this character, actually. The eyes and the skin and hair are really cool. Hello, Felice. Am I doomed to share the same fate as the others? I'd sooner die than become one of those things. I did notice I did register that there was a Lala around. I didn't register they were all the same one. So if this has been the same Lala the entire time, then yes and no. But that's cool. I love seeing little Easter eggs like that. Or is it more? Dun dun dun. Miss Ellie is the Phantom Thief. It is the only logical conclusion, and yet I cannot help but feel that another truth still evades us. Yeah, like maybe the Phantom Thief is hiding as Ellie. It's a Nashu Stalker. Nashu Stalker! I didn't notice that! Oh no, poor Nashu! Oh, it's terrible. Inspector Briardine told me all about it. Who'd have thunk Miss Ellie was the Phantom Thief all this time? She sure fooled me. Hey, Godbert. Well. The Lala says Nashu's suspicious. Nothing particularly odd about any of them, you say. It stands to reason. The fiend would not take such a risk if he were not utterly confident that he could pull off the ruse. Curses! This one's not half the fool his son is. I must elude him, and quickly. Time is of the essence. I question the Sultan sworn outside. To a man they insist they have seen naught of Miss Ellie. Wherever could she have gone? Father, what brings you here? Yes, finally the pieces are coming together. Now if you would kindly stand still and shut up. The fiend already stands among us. Inspector Briardine, I should hope that you are not doubting me? While I'm quite convinced that even a master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular brand of idiocy, the fact remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered a suspect. The thief has proven to be highly efficient at assuming new identities. An astute observation, my gangly friend. I'd say this occasion calls for a dose or two of that powder Dimma here found earlier. There wouldn't happen to be another sachet or two lying about, would there? What remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party, but worry not. They should be reporting back within a bell's time. Ha! Time might be against me, but just you watch. I'll wriggle my way out of this and turn you into the reeking, drooling corpse you deserve to be. I fear that is more time than we can afford, Miss Phyllis. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the fiend's face bare within minutes. Oh dear, here we go. We know that, given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. As Miss Ellie has had only passing interactions with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from consideration. You're still assuming that Ellie is the thief. That leaves myself, Nashu, and Dimma here. Nashu and I, in particular, have had a close and extended relationship with our suspect. I shall begin by questioning mine own assistant. I assure you that none know her better than I. Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on, ask me anything. All the times for this overstuffed buffoon to start talking sense. If he asks me anything too obscure, my cover is as good as blown. My relationship with Nashu is so close. I dare say at times it is as if we share a mind. If this Nashu is truly my ever-loyal assistant, she should have no trouble completing my thoughts. Ahem. I'm a Manderville. Man! Really? Hildebrand! Doing what only a Manderville can! From the peaks of Corythus to Thanalan, Manderville. Man, you're the best, Inspector! A perfect score. You may rest easy, dear friends. This is unmistakably, unequivocally, indubitably the true Nashu. I've never loved you more than now, you marvelous muttonhead, you. Nashu, is something the matter? Just because you've picked up a few more wrinkles beneath the eyes, there's no need to avert that charming face of yours. Wrinkles? Wrinkles? Look who's talking, you crusty, cretinous old... genius inspector? Oh, cover's blown! Wait, is Ellie actually the Phantom Thief? The charade is up, Miss Ellie. Ho-ho! But it is not! Miss Ellie, you look somehow different! Ah, maybe you were wrong! Who is this? I don't know who this is. Should I know who this is? High-urine woman. Okay, maybe not. Ooh, glamour dispellers. God, that's clever. I like that. Who is this unfamiliar woman and what secrets does she hold? Seven hells, done in by a muscle-bound mutton-head and his motley troop of mummers. Just who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie is most uncanny, and yet... Consulting Inspector Briardine, once again you fail to measure up to your lofty reputation. Of course we resemble each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood, my beloved sister, and eminently capable partner in crime. What? 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You can call me Cece. Charmed, I'm sure. Are you quite all right? Oh, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no specters. What we are, mind you, are the last living scions of the Sildine aristocracy. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find two sisters behind the mask? Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encountered the thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show, oh, and those priceless relics, was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all the while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you, truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, we never could have risen to these heights of celebrity. Miss Cece, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask you one thing and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all of your schemes? Justice! 400 years ago, Uldan dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies. At long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate. Wait, the histories say it was Sildee that turned their own men into zombies. The histories lie. And you work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth. You should have died with your fellows, false arbiter. Wait. What? It was Ulda that ordered the creation of that dreadful powder, and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultanate is built on a lie. What is this madness you speak, woman? Not madness, truth. The power in my possession was stolen from the Uldan army 4 centuries ago. 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell. The truth that this doe-eyed sultan sworn would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanalan. Well, but your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh yes. Before long, you and everyone in this rotten nation will know firsthand the horrors my ancestors knew. Ha 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 ha. And just what do you mean by that? My machinations lay undetected, Fulson. Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. A masked crusader for justice, a dashing rebel waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if only they knew. But they will see soon enough, when they're eating each other's brains out on the streets. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of the final survivors stole a vast quantity of the powder from the Uldan vaults, hiding it away in a secret vault sealed with powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened? By assembling 4 secret relics from Valadia. 4 relics once housed in the royal palace of Sildee before the Uldan dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault, the 4 relics safely in hand. Just think, one day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren you were there when zombie powder rained down on Ulda. No wait, you'll all be dead. Preposterous! Or is it? Dun dun dun! The twists and turns in this story, my goodness. It's like goes from 0 to 100 and all of a sudden. But first you, my dear. You will not even have the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland. Let your flesh rot like all of your rotten lies. I think not, Miss Cece. Oh no! Uh-oh. Oh, here he goes again. Hildebrand! He gonna be a zombie again. You idiot. Just for once, could you not get in the way? Godbert Manderville. Can't even trust your sorry ass to look after him for a day. Oh. What? I knew it! That presence watching over us from the shadows! It was you, my dear wife! What? What? She just vibrated into space! Oh no! She just shot! Oh, we don't even need a warrior of light. Just have her take care of everything. Ahem. Am I to understand that you are Hildebrand's mother? Freaking scary. Aye, this is more like it. Hand, hand, skillet to skillet. It's enough to send a warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself, Dimmer. The time of our final confrontation is nigh. Oh, here we go. Beautiful. I'm sorry. Anthony. You right. Ah, Julianne. Do you have popotos for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy's been turned into a stinking corpse if you hadn't bloody noticed. Is she a pirate? You, Dimmer or something, was it? Hildy's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet ye. My dear boy's always had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I come on a bit too strong at times. But can ye blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to Masariar's husband here, and look what that got me. You'll help me out, won't ye? Oh, wise decision. He's like, yes, yes, please don't kill me. The quest accepted music. Oh, that was great time. Well. Alright. Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages, and just look at him. He's green! I think that's gray. Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie curse, and I know just the remedy. A vial of holy water. The ingredients are simple. A tatter of oversoul rags and a vial of twice distilled water. Sin got at the market stocks the former... What? Okay. Sin got at the market stocks the former, and the latter you can procure from a trader by the name of Guest. Now hurry. Once the poison spreads throughout his veins, no antidote will save him. In the meantime, I will search for the bumbler's bumbling assistant. With any luck, Miss Nashu is still alive. Well, don't get yourself caught. Ouch, that's smart. Egads, Hildy. You're looking none too hardy yourself. No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf. Now, are you going to accompany Dimma here and make yourself useful, or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall? But of course, milady. Gilgamesh is ever at your service. Sin got sundries, was it? Come on now, Dimma, there's work to be done. Amazing. Oh, the Manderville family. Fantastic. There it is. Merchant strip? We just going to... Yep. Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Here we come. There's Greg! He just standing there! Oh. Love it. Oversoul rags, you say? I fear I've only got a single tatter left in stock, and it's already been spoken for. But, my good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, and quite possibly mine own as well, hangs in the balance. I sympathize with your plight, friend. But a man has to make a living. I've been promised a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these rags. Unless you can offer me the same, no deal. You expect us to be able to summon such a rarity out of nowhere at a moment's notice? Look what we have here, if it isn't the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum. Funny who you meet at the markets. Oh, it's them. Hello. As it happens, I just returned from my training, and the slaying of 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. If it's chimera membrane you seek, you're more than welcome to a share. What a coinky-dink! My lady, you are far too kind. Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildebrand and Dimma here, I'd still be tag-teaming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune. And I'm a woman who pays her debts. Aww. That's wholesome. We helped people. They'll take me if that wasn't Avila the Tempest. Ever since she confessed to her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the ranks, I've been proud to call myself one of her biggest fans. Why, I've half a mind to give you the rags you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her. Haha! Fan. Kind sentiment, my good man. But we are more than happy to uphold our side of the bargain, aren't we, Dimma? And with this, our task here is done. Now, let us find this traitor named Guest. His shoulders. I love how much of this is literally just people going, I'm your biggest fan. Okay, back up to the chain of rule. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Hello, Guest. The blundering Manderville boy is on his last legs and you need something of mine to save him, you say? Perhaps you can give me a good reason why I should care. Those bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traders themselves, but they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last gill for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be happier and wealthy man. Now I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents. That is scummy. My word. Have you not a shred of honor or compassion in that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man is on death's doorstep. Oh my word. After the events of that day, my father will not so easily forgive and forget, but it matters not to me. No, my love for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, milady, may I have this dance? Oh. Oh my gosh! It's her! Dimma, what a lovely surprise! Are you here for the ball, perchance? Heavens, the poor inspector. Well, if it isn't the Lapis maiden in the flesh. What say you bid farewell to the preening fops and scruffy adventurers and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting your great beauty? You, sir, are a jerk. Why, it would be a pleasure and an honor both, my lord. Provided you first provide my good friend Dimma with a bottle of twice distilled water that he seeks. Ha-ha! Take that! Gimme. Give me my, Dasani. You know this man? Bah, if that is the price you would set, then so be it. Take it. It's barely worth its weight in gill anyway. Now, shall we, Miss Arabella? I feel kind of bad for her. I knew Hildy would be a worthy rival, but to think he has this... Sorry, they're coughing in the hallways. But to think he was this beloved by so many, clearly this realm would deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, Dimma, let us deliver these goods while there is still time to save him. Aww. Gotta go save the Manderville man. It is great. I do really enjoy having these quest lines because I love the drama and the intrigue and everything, but it's nice to just have some good fun every once in a while. And that's what these are. They're good fun. I trust the two of ye wouldn't dare to come back empty-handed. No. Second pass through an alembic has removed nearly all the impurities once contained in this water. Ooh, cool. Tattered cloth taken from the raiment of a powerful wraith. Ooh. Fancy. Bloody brilliant. I'd take you over my muscle-headed half-wet of a husband any day. Please don't say that. Now, stand back and let me show you some real Manderville home cooking. Thal ye bloody bugger, guide my skillet. I love her. She's great. Aye, that should stop its spread. Now it's up to Hildy to flush out what's left in his system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's still got some fight left in him. Look who I found. She was slumbering obliviously in a rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Boy, did that nap feel good. Are you okay, Nashu? Actually, no. I think Nashu's indestructible. She's fine. Yes, I'm sure it did. Dimma, word has it that Ellie has been sighted at the Sildine ruins. We must go there with all haste. You've done well, my dear boy, today. Don't worry, I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are ye standing around for? The future of Ul'dah is at stake. Let's go! Run! Dimma, my strength is yours as well. For Ul'dah, and for our friend Hildy. You remind me of my husband, what with ye having more muscles than sense. If you're so keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? Keeping my dear boy warm is key to fighting off the zombification. Let's see, I believe 20 crates or so should suffice. I am a warrior, not an yes, milady. He's at the market board! I say, Enkidu, the burden we must bear simply to secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Dimma. That said, the events of today have given me cause to reflect. Dimma and Hildy both. Oh, to be blessed with such veritable legions of friends, tried and true. But alas, not I. No, only one true friend have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. You are a fine bird, and have given me great comfort in my travels. But you will never be Enkidu, my one and true companion. Oh, my friend, were you here with me, even Dimma could not stand against our combined might. Oh, Enkidu, wherever you may wander, hear my words and return here to my side. Enkidu, do you hear me? Enkidu! Khan! Oh, yegods! Was that a flash from the heavens? It nearly blinded me. And what? The crystals! Where have they gone? Oh no! Oh no! Fancy meeting you here, old friend. That voice, could it be? My faithful companion. Why must you always make me wait so? He just summoned a primal in the middle of Ul'dah. Oh no! Oh no! Your last vow. What? Most gentlemanly Manderville. And it's just... Hang on. Oh, I am going to look so fancy. Jillian would send you on your way. What are you doing dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. There's a moon-sick maid drigging around at the Sildine excavation site with her mind set on turning Ul'dah into the land of the walking dead. Your concern for Hildy is most touching, but don't ye worry. Mommy dearest isn't gonna let her beloved son kick the bucket that easily. Cool. Good luck. I'm going to go save Ul'dah. I trust you. I trust you more than anyone I've run into thus far. Right, like Briardine is competent, but you know, I'm kind of afraid of her frying pan, so I don't really want to, you know, say he's more competent than her. Also, she legitimately seems like she might be more competent. That's a cool top. We've managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, where your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet no matter how many times we try to reach out to her, she refuses to so much as answer. Needless to say, we considered physically incapacitating her, but that crate she's sitting on isn't just a makeshift chair. It's filled to the brim with traitor's spurn. One misstep and the consequences could be dire indeed. You are our only hope, Dimma. Even in her single-minded rage, surely the time you spent together must still count for something. You need not put yourself in undue danger. I only ask that you step forth to where your voice may be heard and call out your friend's name. I beg of you, Dimma. Surely if anyone can convince the woman to abandon her madness, it is you. The chat mode and say, use your keyboard or the software to call out Ellie! Where is she? Oh. Oh, there she is. Ellie! Stop this madness! He shouts to the destination. Dimma, I suggest you leave this place while you still can. I bear you no grudge, but should you so much as think of interfering, I'll not hesitate to turn you into a zombie too. So it was you after all. Consider me disappointed. Aww. Your sister Cece is already in custody. Surrender now and I will see that no harm befalls her. How little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into a life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Cece and I have no family, no friends, no fortune. Nothing. Two sisters against the world, with only our quest for justice to give us meaning. Long ago we made a vow. Should the worst happen, our mission takes priority over all. Yes, over our own wretched lives. Do you see now? Anything I might have once had to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down or suffer the same fate as the Uldon dogs you would defend. Ellie, stop this madness. I'm sorry, Inspector. Uh-oh. There's too many of them. I am the Warrior of Light. No such thing. All in a day's work for a Manderville man, and now it's hammer time! What? His hammer got bigger. Amazing! Her ears! He's so happy. Come on, Dim, you're the Warrior of Light! You only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of the undead at my beck and call. Face it, it's only with Inspector Hildebrand's ridiculously good fortune that you've even made it this far. And he's as good as 6 films under. Be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say underestimate Hildy, and you do so at your own peril. I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. No mere splash of holy water can stave off the effects of Traitor's spurn. I fear the good Inspector's luck has finally run out. Those balls, is there no end to them? I'm not liking our chances. Greg, was it? He just nods! He went with Greg! It's a shame to lose you, Dimma. Warrior of Light that you are, you might yet have served one last purpose for us. Go forth, my zombie minions. I think I can handle these. There it is! Yes! Gentlemen zombies! When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. Bugger me with a broadsword, where are my eyes to be believed? That pose! No, these are not 4 warriors of light that I see. They are 4 gentlemen of light! His eyes! Just so, my good man. Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Did you miss me? He's back! Aye, we meet again, girl. Tell me you've got my Snorble tonic, or I'll fashion myself a wig from your lovely locks after I've ripped them clean from your bloody head. This guy is terrifying. I am scared of him. Oh, hello there, Mr. Elazar. Gore, you're looking absolutely resplendent today. Impossible. The holy water couldn't have cured him. It didn't. Fortunately, our overlord spent quite some time building up an immunity to zombie powder. What? When we heard that Master Zombiebrand was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew we had to take action. An immunity to... I'm just going to pretend that that makes any kind of sense. Amazing. The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray, abandon this madness. Besides, plus of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself. I'm so sad. I was hoping that he was just going to be wrong and it turned out to be someone else. I didn't want her to actually be the villain. Liked Ellie. And poor Bradine. It's over. It's all over. Inspector Bradine, you said there was something you would tell me when all this was through. I imagine you have no words for me now. Ellie, your powers of deduction are wanting. You said that you had lost everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I have found something. Someone with whom I intend never to part. I care not if it takes years, even decades. When you emerge from your jail cell a free woman, I will be there. What say you? Aww. The thief and the inspector. A romance for the ages. Look at them all posing. Humphrey. Miss Ellie, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only ones guilty. On behalf of the Syndicate, I offer my apologies for the false aspirations cast upon your ancestors. You said that the nation of Ul'dah was built on lies. Seeing that what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be an easy task to rewrite, nay, restore history, but know this, I will do everything in my power to bring the truth to the fore. Sad. Uh-oh. Oh, that smile means something. Are we not forgetting someone here? And by someone, I mean me!
Yeah, you don't need to growl in your sleep. It's fine.
If you're quite done playing Cloak and Dagger, I require Dimma's presence for a matter of far greater importance. Aye, the time of our too long delayed confrontation is nigh. Why the long face, friend? Ah, but mayhap this will have you singing a happier tune. Oh! Sword? Could it be? The treaty blade? And the true one at that. None other. And I would have not the slightest intention of parting with it, save to the one who would defeat me in single combat. Ah, but I misspeak. It will not be single combat this time. Is that my cue, old friend? It is a he did summon that's primal. Or something. Thou be merciful. What is that abomination? Some new breed of void scent? Abomination? I think you to address my companion with the courtesy, girl. Ah, but 'twas the most curious thing. Here I was, hauling a crate full of crystals for Hildy's mother, and thinking how much better things would be if my dear friend Enkidu were here. And then came a flash from the heavens, and the next thing I knew, there she was. By the gods, it makes perfect sense. Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartfelt plea, summoning forth his friend. Nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Enkidu. And the world has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. Dimma, you may have bested me in the past, but facing the two of us together will not prove so easy a task. And yet, I trust you will not shirk from the challenge. I, Enkidu, and I shall await you at Amdapur Keep. Where'd it go? 'Tis a ways from here. What better venue for a climactic confrontation? If you would claim the treaty blade, then claim it from me as a warrior. To the skies, Enkidu! To the skies! Two against one? That's not very gentlemanly of you, Greg! Come on, Dimma, to Amdapur! Oh, there he goes. He is gone very fast. This is a grave development indeed. To think that one man could summon a primal on his own. I must send word to the Scions at once. I am the Scions! See, I am the Scions! Oh, but of course, I had near forgotten we had a warrior of light in our very midst. Please, Dimma, you are our only hope to slay the primal and reclaim the blade. No. Oh, here we go. Ellie. I'm sorry for deceiving you, Dimma. For what it's worth, it wasn't personal. You okay, buddy? And with that, my work here is done. You were by far the least incompetent associate I encountered in my travels. For preserving some shred of my sanity, you have my thanks. That said, my time in this land was not a total loss. My experiences here have taught me an important lesson. That this world and the fools who populate it rarely, if ever, abide by the principles of logic. This should serve me well in my future cases. And most importantly of all, I leave here with a vow that has given my life new meaning. But this is no time for sentiment. Aw, cute. Let the Inspector go. I'm right behind you, Inspector. Yes, you are very, very right behind. Okay. Let's go to Amdapur Keep. Oh, this is very exciting. I feel like this is like getting towards the end of things. And here we have the moment of truth of whether or not I'll be able to actually get into... Because I'm assuming this is going to be trial or a dungeon or something again. So the moment of truth is going to be if I'm going to be able to actually get into it or not. With my luck that I have queuing for things. Because if not, I suppose I'll just have to unsync it again. Though I'd prefer not to. Hildy? Is that you, Dimma? Pray, forgive me, I was right on Greg's trail when I encountered a subterranean curiosity that demanded my immediate attention, I am sure. I will be concluding my investigation forthwith. In the meantime, might I trouble you to entertain Greg and his primal friend in my stead? Together we will reclaim the treaty blade from that knave, Dimma. Yes, just go on ahead. I'll be along directly. Battle in the Big Keep, now accessible. Oh, Hildy. Hildy. Alright, Realm Reborn. Battle in the Big Keep. And let's see if it'll let us queue. You learn Missile and Blue Mage. Oh, really? Okay. Good to know. I haven't picked up Blue Mage yet, so I haven't gotten to dabble in it. I knew... I'd heard something about how they, like, learn spells from places, but I didn't realize it was, and stuff like that, so that's cool. Oh, look at that person down there on the Lotus. My friend noticed this, this particular... this particular Namazu on the left-hand corner there. Looks, suspiciously... enlivened. It's a little disconcerting. It just, like, dangles there. This is a very dramatic image that is made far more hilarious by the fact that he... It's so cinematic, but he's on a carriage pulled by Namazu! Oh dear. Funnily, Blue is pretty popular for the Mog Tome events purely because you can blitz through one of the listed instances incredibly fast. Oh, that's nice. Funnily enough, this go around was Battle on the Big Bridge. Ah. Yeah, I definitely need to pick that up. I haven't picked it up yet. But I have... let's see. My mount can fly no higher. I have everything. I'm slowly collecting more oranges. And it makes me very happy. I like seeing more of the orange day by day. I have all of my tanks at level 50 or above now. I'm kind of thinking about working on Archer next. I'm not sure which one next. For sure. But basically I'm trying to get all of these classes up so I can start getting rid of gear. Because I save gear too much. Alright. Enough looking cinematic. Let's make some progress on something in the meantime. Can work on them. Be productive. Let's see. Or maybe not. Alright, well what does need things? Gladiator. Marauder's done. I haven't done Lancer? I have Dragoon at 90. I've not done its hunt log yet. Rogue's done. Thaumaturge is caught up. Arcanist. I guess Arcanist it is. Oh, I forgot that I had him set up in this. He's all fancy in the gear. Dim, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't mean to make you look like this. He do got leggy. I was trying to make some sort of like Valkyrie angel-esque outfit, and I was like jumping through all the different stuff. And for a brief period of time, I decided to attempt it with this summoner outfit, and then I completely forgot I had it set up as his glam. Alright, let's see. Southern Thanalan, Broken Water, and Central Shroud, Sorrel Haven. Wait a minute, where are we? We're in the South Shroud, okay. Alright. Where is Sorrel Haven? I have been very much enjoying getting these tribe mounts. I now have 2 of them. So I have quite a few more to go. But I'm getting there. Also, pardon my rotation, for I have none. I just kind of push buttons on Summoner. Well, this is one of the first classes. Most correct Summoner statement. Excellent. I'm playing Summoner right then. And so I have this horrible habit of not doing the quests because I just kind of forget about class quests. And I had a level 90 summoner that I had not done any of the quests on my other character. And my friend, I think, just died inside. Gone from playing a piano with dots to I pick the right color, Lego, then go brrr. You know, I do like when the DPS go wrong. I'm pretty okay with that. Oh, why did I do that? Oh well. Die, Lindworm. Excellent. Okay. Southern Thanalan, Broken Water. A very fancy boy. I gotta get him. I gotta come up with a costume. I work very infrequently at a nightclub on Final Fantasy. And this time we're doing a holiday theme. So I gotta do some sort of holiday outfit for him, and I haven't quite figured it out yet. I don't remember which one Broken Water's on. I work there as a bartender. Because I am poor. And also it's good fun. It's nice to just have a chill day every so often. I mean, sometimes it'll get a little busy, but it's fun. It's a good time. Here we go. I don't think I've ever actually listened to the music on this. Is this under system settings? I don't remember. One of these days I'm gonna have to turn on mount music again and just go through and listen to all the mounts and see what all their music is, because I've had it off for so long that I've kind of forgotten, because I turned it off when I got to Korthus during Realm Reborn because I kept mounting and the chocobo music would just completely break my immersion. I was like, oh no, it's too dramatic. I need my dramatic organ music back. Then I just never turned the mount music back on again. Probably in a bit I'll turn it back on. I'm looking for golems, right? Yeah. There they are. Wrong button. Makes me feel better now. Oh, level up! Heck yeah! And I'm going to... I do have more! Yes! More project. Time elapsed, 10 minutes. I am setting the average wait time yet again. There goes one of the cats. They're hissing. Are we in Southern Savoline? We are. You can go get one of those, little worm thingies. Little giant lizard. I wonder if I could make like a sort of Roman-inspired outfit with this. That'd be pretty cool. Oh! They're back! The Namazu are back! I really don't want to unsync this trial, because I want to be able to see what the mechanics do and the story, because I'm still kind of sad that I'll beat that other one in 30 seconds. I'm gonna have to do it at some point. I'm sure I'll get it one day in a roulette at the very least. It is pretty Roman, you're right. The, yeah, the top is pretty Roman. I think it would be interesting to see, though, like, more of a... like an armored top for it. See how that would look. Where are they keeping the lizards? There they are. Alright, let's find another Sundrick. Unicorn! There we go. You're still looking in tennis, I'll come running just in the middle of it. Oh, thank you! I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't... No need to pull yourself away from what you're doing, but if you want to come run it with me, I would not complain about that. I mean, you can see what my IQ times are like. They're terrible. It is just, it's basically just a meme at this point. The first time I ever queued for the near raids took me like 4 hours. Granted, my drop rate was pretty decent for what I wanted on that one. But yeah, it took me a long time to get in. I think it's just because of the time zones. I tend to do things at a time when it seems like not a lot of people are on. But I also can queue in the middle of the day and this happens too, so I don't know that it's entirely time zones. There we go. Right, well, let's go, I suppose, Eastern Lenosha next. Bloodshore. So let's go to Costa del Sol. Well, there's 3 deep yes. Ah. Pride and joy. One that I did not get this gear from doing the content. I won it from a glam contest. And I love it. I will do that content eventually. Just haven't gotten geared up. I am just now geared up enough to start doing stuff like that, so. Right. These things are up here. Hmm. This fate's about my level. I wonder how hard it would be to beat. Well, I guess we're about to find out. I think I'm up to snuff to beat this. Can't put that on that bar, apparently. This is terrifying. No. Please. I'm very scared. the most intense fight I've been in all day. I'm fighting a level 32 fate. Oh no, leave me alone. Please. I don't want to die. I'm gonna die. No. Please. Please. No. Die. Okay. Button, work, please, work. Button. Oh my word. I won. I'm going away now. That was terrifying. Oh, I feel so accomplished. I did a good job. I did good. Yeah. I'm proud of me. Now we go kill more things. That's just how we do. Okay. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Grass raptor and a gigantoad. The raptors should be around here. There they are. Hello? Q-pop? Please let me change class. Yes! Yes! I'm in! I'm in! I did it! It only took me 20 plus minutes! Actually, that's not a bad queue time for me. Honestly, 20 minutes. Especially as a DPS. Yeah. Alright. Let's fight Greg. Greg Thinny. At long last, we shall meet again on the battlefield. I dare say Enkidu and I shall come to enjoy ourselves something. You, however, might not find this one so enjoyable unless you enjoy getting pounded senseless. Ha! Yo, noise! It's me. I'm the one. Okay, I guess we focus this one first. It's like someone hasn't completed this. Extra tombstones will be added. It's me. I'm the one. I am a chicken. No idea what's going on. I am a slow and heavy chicken. Oh gosh. Ah, I'm back again. Why am I mini? Okay, I see. Please take my dot. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I have like no moves. Bonds of our friendship so fragile. Aww. Alright, let's see if they start the boss without me. Me? Run away? Ha! I was but seeking out a more suitable spot to celebrate my victory. But enough exposition. Now we fight like men and ladies who dress like men. Gilgamesh, it is transmorgifying time! Oh gosh. What does he turn it into now? What? Mightiest warrior ever to grace Eorzea stands before you, by which I mean I, Gilgamesh, prepare yourself. What? I'm doing that! What am I looking at? Jams to K-pop. Arm Greg! He is armed and dangerous. If you have some skill, I'll give you that, but for Gilgamesh, this fight would be just nope. Oh, that's cool. Enough expository banter. To think that my full complement of arms would avail me not. To think that my full... Oh, nope. It's the same line. Oh. No more hijinks from Gilgamesh, you have my word. The treaty blade, too, I shall return, just as soon as I remember where I hid it. Oh no. Anyway, I yield to your unparalleled puissance. Spare me my something or other. Dim. A little smirk. We did it! I'm assuming everyone is gone. Yep. Everyone is gone. I got the thing! I got the guy! I got the guy! Where is it? Where is it? The bird! It is mine now. Yes. Yes. Enki dude, yes. Oh, I gotta read this. Hang on. Oh. I have a lot of minions now. Apparently I collected a lot. Alright. Legend has that Gilgamesh first found Enkidu while searching for a meal. Without the means to make a fire, he attempted to eat the fowl raw, only to find himself the victim of a furious counterattack. Impressed by the bird's tenacity, he promptly made him his pet. Behavior independent. Summon your Enkidu minion. That green is not coming out, even with multiple washings. Amazing. Alright. Onward. We did it! That was fun. Oh, and this is a cool area too. Not! Ha! I lied again! Like a rug! You can take that fussy old blade for all I care. The thirst for true power, not save the strongest swords, will suffice. Warrior of Light, you have proven a worthy opponent, but I warn you, treasure every moment with your weapon. Are you gonna try to steal my scythe? For as sure as day follows night, the hour will come when I will claim it as mine own. Till we meet again. Don't steal my scythe! That is just... Okay, he has too many arms. Too many. There's too much... Like, I know he only has 6. But the way he's running with them just makes him look like a spider, and I don't like that. What ho, Dimma? Have you seen Greg and his oversized avian companion? Lead me to them at once, and we shall deliver the coup de grace together. I already beat him up. The battle has already been won. That is triumphant news indeed. Clearly the lessons you have learned from me have not been for naught. And what's this you say? The treaty blade lies hidden somewhere in the nearby wood? Worry not, my ever-loyal associate, for no buried treasure will escape the keen eye of Hildebrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Now, which way was the forest again? Which way was the forest? Everywhere! You are in it! Look, everyone's here! Dimma, what news of the primal and the treaty blade? Remarkable. I knew the Warrior of Light would emerge triumphant. Let us hope that Inspector Hildebrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade. Such design, such craftsmanship. At once bold and powerful, yet sensitive and refined. I believe I've found the inspiration for my next masterpiece. Of course they're beautiful. They were the greatest treasures of lost Still D. To think that they were locked away in the vaults of those that destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' names through the mud. And just how did you come to know of these long-lost relics? There was an ancient scroll passed down in our family, left to us by our dear grandmother. It spoke of the 4 warriors of light, their 4 relics, and an incantation of untold power. If we could have wielded this magic of legend, Ellie and I might still have had the last laugh. Alas, speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, or so the legend goes. Ah, what I wouldn't have given to see it. The ultimate achievement of the greatest mages this realm has ever known. And just what sort of incantation is this? The ring cast open the doors of justice. The wise man whispers verdict true, as Zima's virtue shines down from the heavens. To complete the incantation, the warrior of light would then hold forth the treaty blade and speak, "Blade in hand, I swear unto you." The legends differ as to what happens next, but all speak of a great holy radiance shining down from the heavens. Over here, friends! Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, returns with tidings most triumphant. He just got the sword. Don't run with the sword! Never mind. Behold, safe in my hands, none other than the treaty blade, and the real one this time, I swear unto you. Yes, just like that. I swear unto you. Then... oh no. My word, whatever is this odd tingling sensation? Ridiculous. Hildebrand isn't a warrior of light. He's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser moon with his own bare hands. Treaty Blade says otherwise. Would seem the Treaty Blade is just as confused as the rest of us. No, the light. Someone stop it! I won't stand to see the legendary power of our forefathers wielded by this muscle-bound buffoon! Oh no! Skyward hole! Ah, there he goes. Well, I dare say that proved to be a most useful incantation indeed. And so the light of justice that shone from the treaty blade banished the shadow, returning the peace to the land. So the legend ended. I must say I never expected it to be quite literally a beam of light. I suppose it wouldn't have meant much use to us after all. Inspector! Oh, Inspector, wait for me! Balls, Hildy. First you almost die at your poor mother's feet, and now you fly off to God's knows where without even giving her a kiss goodbye? There's still smoke. Oh ho ho, it appears that a case of wanderlust has once again struck Hildebrand. No! He got launched! What are you talking about? As it has many a Manderville man before him. Godspeed, my boy. When the day comes that you tire of mystery solving, your dear old man will be here to pass on to you the family art. So, in the end, the Sildine incantation of legend was wielded not by a warrior of light, but a gentleman of light? Well, the treaty blade is some 6 centuries old, after all. Perhaps it's not quite as sharp as it used to be. Is Hildebrand actually a warrior of light? Because that would be pretty hilarious if he was. The magic that brought peace and happiness to the people of Belladia, it was every bit as beautiful as I imagined. I think I would see it with my own eyes. That's nothing short of a dream come true. The smile is very ominous. It's so good. I love it. He bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and still he manages to make the girl's dream come true. A gentleman to the end, the bloody bastard. Well, there he goes. Oh. What's this? A glint in the corner of my eye? A curious scent wafting on the winds from a far-flung land? Do I smell a case? He's running like a jetpack. Worry not for me, my friends, for whoever the wronged want for succor, I, Hildebrand, shall be there till we meet again. Oh, this freaky key! Oh, I love it. I love it. That was fantastic. Oh, he's moonwalking. Oh. Everyone! This is great. Oh my gosh, I love it. Hildebrand will return? Question mark. There it is! The goblin's moonwalking! Oh. No! The goblin! No! Oh, good. Okay, it's alive. I'll be there for you, achievement unlocked. A new chapter of New Game Plus has been added. Her last vow. Gentleman! I have the title, gentleman. Okay, okay. So, here. I am required to do this. Yep, yep, yep. Fantastic. Okay. Most gentlemanly. / Hildebrand / Hildy. Yes! Look at him! That's amazing. I love it. And I cannot diet. That makes sense. Oh, I am so happy. That's fantastic. I'm going to assume... Where's the next one gonna be? I feel like it's probably gonna be in... either Ul'dah or Ishgard? Because I'm assuming that's the end of the Realm Reborn ones, finally. I'm gonna go to Ishgard just to see. You know, waste my money. As I don't think I should start it tonight, because I do need to go to bed. It's past my bedtime. Ishgard? Excellent. Well, that's cute. I like the shoes with the pink. And the little hair thing. What hair thing is that? Kai Moonguard Circlet. Of course, so it's the one I can't... Yeah, I know it. Heh. All I want is a butterfly for my hair. Can't a cat get a butterfly? I want to see it. I want to find it. There it is! A gentleman falls rather than flies. I'm gonna go look. And now I know where it is, so I can pick it up next time. Because I want to try to burn through as much of this as I can before 6.3, like I mentioned before. I know I have a long ways to go, considering I just beat Realm Reborn content for it. But I also know that you need to do it in order to get the relic weapons for Endwalker, so it needs to be done. There's Nashu. Excellent. No, you can look at the screen while doing it. Perfect. Well, thanks for hanging out for me, Ahsoka. Well, hanging out with me. I can't speak, apparently. But, yeah, I should probably call it a night and go to bed. And then I may be back. Probably tomorrow. We'll see. I'm kind of just doing this whenever I get a free chance. And right now, considering I'm still waiting on a call back from the job I applied for, I still have free evenings for the most part. Anytime. Oh, well, you are welcome back anytime. I enjoy having you along for the ride. It's fun. And yeah, I will catch you next time. Hopefully one of these days when I get an actual set schedule, I'll be able to schedule legitimate times for when I can sit down and do this. But yeah. Hey, you have a good night, my friend. It was good to see you. Take care.